Throughout my childhood, I think we were very well fed, and I think it reflected with my size. The chubby kid, slowest in the class. People feel that when you watch any content online, reels, Netflix, you feel a sense of relaxation, but
Yes.
your brain is not resting.
I've seen a client because of work that he was pushing. He felt sick and it took him 1.5 months to actually recover and feel okay again. One after the other, different problems kept arising.
So I'd done this course called Vipassana. Here you had to spend 10 days in silence, no talking, no phones, no interaction with people and all of that. So it taught me one very important lesson, which is we as humans, we have two major reactions that we give.
People who are struggling and unable to figure out what to do or confused about what to do, I think this gives them a easy step-by-step process on what they can tackle on a day-to-day basis.
Hey, when you're moving like this is also going out of place. Like
Sorry.
hold the table. Yeah, hold the table and do your thing. Yeah, I can move. I can move. I will just adjust it and I will speak in this
See,
volume and it
check.
will go. Hey, when you say action, you have to immediately start. You can't say now I'm starting. So you have to tell when he's ready.
Yeah.
Roll.
Camera.
Action.
So you just told me that you were a chubby kid when you were smaller. So just give me a little bit background to understand that.
So throughout my childhood, I think we were very well fed. My mother cooked very well, and we got ample amount of opportunities to go out and eat because my dad was part of various associations like Lions and several others. So emphasis was there's good food, go eat,
Eat.
and this is buffet. Enjoy
Understand.
dessert. You miss something, you take it. You have to take it. And if the desserts were not good, we would go for ice cream after that. So
Okay.
it was very normal for us to have high calorie food, and there was no limit to how much you could eat. Like food was always in abundance, and I liked food. I think I'm still like a very hardcore foodie. I enjoy trying new kinds of food, and I like to explore places because of food. So I think growing up, it was there was no control or any restrictions where food was concerned, and I think it reflected with my size. I was the chubby kid, slowest in the class if it was a running race. I wasn't into sports, even at home, barely any activities as such, physical activities. Probably karate class was the only movement that I would do, and that would be twice a week.
Okay.
Apart from this, even I wouldn't get opportunities to interact with the neighbors. You interact with cousins once in a way when they
Mm.
come out, and that's when you do a little bit of running or going around. But then again, I underperformed, so it wasn't my favorite thing to do. And that progressed right up to college, I think till uh, 11th 12th. That's
Okay.
when I realized that, oh, there's so much more you can do even beyond sports. There are several activities like maybe dancing or going for different events which had skits, drama, and things like this, where you would get tired and exhausted. There would be long walks that you could go on, and slowly I started dropping weight. I did not know why, but the moment I left home,
Mm.
that's when things changed because I wasn't getting the luxury of the nutritious food and the opportunity to have a buffet every
I
other day.
understood. Yeah, yeah.
And that's how things changed.
Were you conscious about the fact that you were overweight, or how did it reflect in your energy levels? Did you notice something, or at what age did you start noticing that you're not feeling super healthy or something like that?
The thing is, I did not know what it felt to be energetic
Okay.
because lifestyle stayed relatively the same until college. Uh, Having late dinners would be 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or even up to 11:30, 12, and then sleep at 12:31. That was regular.
Okay.
Wake up at 8:30, and then rush because your bus would be at 8:50.
Hmm.
So there's no time for morning routine as such. Stuff yourself with something to eat so you don't feel hungry, and breakfast is the most important meal of the day,
Yeah.
so you had to have that. The next meal would be probably at about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or so. It was lunch break at college, and then evening would be the same thing. You have a snack somewhere, then you come home again, you have dinner, so multiple meals, at least 4 meals on average. uh, lethargy was there for sure, laziness was there all the time, feeling groggy, not feeling like waking up. I clearly remember, like, I felt that I was not a morning person. I couldn't even
Hmm.
imagine how people would wake up early morning, and I didn't know why. Is it that i'm I'm built like this, or is it something that I'm doing which has led to me being this? So I never thought about it, but after I changed my lifestyle, then I realized, oh wow, you could feel fresh. you
So in retrospect, you kind of understood. You were able to put the things together in
uh,
peace.
I can remember the difference. I can remember the difference, and I would say now I know what to do to feel good. So energy levels, I know what are the basics that are needed, like 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Understood.
uh, and to have restful sleep, you need to have your meals at least 3 hours before you
Yes.
sleep. um, Not having too much of caffeine. It could be tea, coffee, any Red Bull, or any other sodas which have caffeine. Probably alcohol also. I wouldn't say that I've consumed alcohol in my childhood, but from what I've read, alcohol also affects your REM cycle, which means
Yes.
uh, you might physically be sleeping, but your brain has not got that restful sleep, which means you wake up feeling uh, a lot of brain fog. Physically, you might not feel exhausted, but you will have brain fog. You can't think straight. You will feel hungover. And these are effects of substances on your brain. So, ideally, if you want restful sleep, I would suggest get 7 to 8 hours.
Hmm.
Uh, do not have heavy meals and do not have any substance that will remain in your blood while you're sleeping.
Yeah, I think when it comes to sleep, there is a rules that I follow, the 3 to 1 rule. Basically, it means 3 hours before you stop meals, because you don't want to be digesting food. Because when you're digesting food, your metabolic rate is higher, and sleeping is the opposite. Your metabolic rate has to go down. 2 hours before you cut out screens, especially blue light, because that's one thing that signals to the body that it's still daytime and it's not yet time to sleep. And the problem with that is sleep doesn't start the minute you go on the bed. Sleep has to start much before, where your body starts slowing down, your metabolic rate goes down. So if you're constantly exposed to that light, your body is not getting the signal that it's time to sleep yet. And the last one is to stop fluids 1 hour before, just because you have to wake up to go to the washroom again. So I say the three rules, that is 3 to 1, for follow for good sleep, good quality sleep. Like you said, it's not only about the quantity, it's also about the quality of sleep, because that is going to make a difference as well.
I think, again, this is my theory, especially because you said blue light. A lot of people feel that when you watch any content online, it can be reels, it can be Netflix, any other OTTs. You feel a sense of relaxation. That's primarily because of the pleasure chemicals in your
Endorphins
brain,
release,
but
yes.
your brain is not uh, resting. You're not slowing down. You have a heightened sensation, but it in a way makes you relax, but it doesn't help you slow down. If I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
saying it
I mean, I
clearly.
understand what you're saying. So people think it's like to chill, let's just watch something. But the thing is, they're watching stuff, especially reels, like you're constantly scrolling. It's constantly new stimulus that you're getting. So your brain is actually very active and not actually getting rest.
It's getting excited
Yeah, it's getting
rather than
stimulated.
switching
It's a
off.
stimulated, and it's the reason you feel like good, and it's mistaken for feeling relaxed, is because of the release of endorphins. Right, you can get the release of endorphins even after working out. Even though you've done a heavy workout, after that you usually feel calm and relaxed, and that's because the release of endorphins. So that's the thing that gives that illusion. So
It is an illusion, and what happens is, because of the blue light, like you mentioned, the melatonin doesn't kick in. Your circadian rhythm goes for a toss, because after you watched a couple of episodes, it's way past your bedtime.
yeah.
What is ideally your bedtime, but waking time is fixed, which means you're gradually building on sleep deficit, and you think you might be able to cover it up on the weekend, but that doesn't work too.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I mean, yes, I've had clients that have been sleep deprived, and initially they won't notice it. They're like, okay, I have to push through, I have to work, I have to do whatever I watching, whatever. But then over a period of time, it builds up, and it kind of leads to your body just becoming overall weak, your immunity dropping, and that's when, like, after 2 3 months, they kind of either have a, what do you call, as a breakdown, or their body basically gives up, as in your immune system gives up, and you just fall sick. You might get anything. You might get a viral fever, you might get bronchitis. And the thing is, with those cases, the kind of sickness remains longer because your immune system is at an all-time low, because you've not been getting sleep, you've not been getting recovery, your food is not proper. So the recovery is very slow. Like, I've seen a client that did this, that, had to push, and it was because of work that he was pushing, and he felt sick, and it took him 1.5 month to actually recover and feel okay again, because one after the other, different problems kept arising, because he reached that point. And he also was aware that, it's coming, and but it was the work pressure and the work timing that was not allowing him to rest, and he knew it was not healthy, but it just caught up with him, and that kind of led to the final 1.5 month of just falling sick, getting different things one after the other.
I think sleep, nutrition, and basic exercise are the foundation. Like without this, uh, whatever you do in life will eventually come back to fixing this. But if you fix this at the start, whatever you do in life, you have some a strong foundation to fall back on. Let us say you have an accident or you get a disease, but since you've been following this, your body is built to survive
Recover
that. Like if you
and
have a lot of muscle, when you're sick you lose the muscle, but you've survived. Your muscle
yeah,
fights back for you.
you'll gain it back. Yeah, I mean, there are ample of studies now that are coming out that are showing the direct relation between the amount of muscle you have and the uh, less chances of getting any kind of disease, whether it's lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, whether it's even, they found even links to cancer. They found that uh, in specific, lower body strength leads to a longer lifespan, like you live longer. And the main reason is because, like, if you have a lower body strength, you're less likely to have falls. You're going to be more active and not all the time sedentary. The minute you're sedentary, you're going to get more other issues, like other diseases are going to come up. You're going to become weaker and weaker, and that's what leads to a lower lifespan. So that's why there is a direct relation between the muscle and your lifestyle, to how long and how well you also lead your life. So
Hmm.
yeah, that is a definitely a factor. Also, going back, you told me about the effects of all the foods it was having on your life, like you're feeling groggy and all. Can you highlight what were the kinds of foods that you were eating?
If I have to again talk technical, macros wise, there was a lot of carbs. I mean, coming from Mangalore, a typical breakfast would be something like a dosa or a neer dosa. Again,
Mm,
similar. Sannas. You would have puri bhaji and fried stuff we would reduce because of the health concerns in general. But rice based items very often. Chapati, wheat, very often. Sometimes poha. I wouldn't say we had a lot of packaged food
mm,
because of uh, the idea that organic home cooked food is definitely better. Packaged food
mm.
is not unhealthy. But what was happening is there was always a calorie surplus. Like you
Understood.
would have a breakfast and then you end up with having Horlicks because Horlicks is supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to be
Marketed like
taller,
that, yeah.
stronger, sharper. You have Bonvita. It boosts your confidence. I mean, it boosted of the size of my body, but I used to. I'm serious about this. Like I would first put like a spoon and stir, then one spoon like an iceberg on top. I would like to chew on it once it soaked the milk on the outside and it was
Understood.
crunchy. Like that was regular. If you're talking about afternoon, rice is a staple from where I come. Fish would be 3 times a week. We'd probably have chicken or pork or beef on a Sunday. This is
Okay.
apart from the feasts. But evening time, my dad would bring these patties, like chicken patties or egg patties, home. We would call it puffs
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there.
In Mangla, it's called
And
puff.
I think for a good number of years, I have eaten Cheetos every day, like 1 to 2 packets of Cheetos every day in the evening at around tea time. It was Cheetos, have puffs, have again Horlicks, and watch Pokemon 5 to 5:30. That was routine for I think at least 2 to 3 years, and nobody would say it is junk food. I mean, you knew at the back of your mind it's junk, so you eat one, not too many, but definitely the the amount of oil would have been there in those
Yeah.
Cheetos that I was consuming. And I remember even my sister, she had a different quirk. She would get a glass of a cup of tea,
Mm.
one whole packet of Parle G. She would put the whole packet of Parle G, make this sort of when once it soaks, it becomes like a pudding, and then she would scoop it up with a spoon and
Oh
eat.
God.
Like the tea had sugar, the Parle G had sugar and maida, and this was regular. And again, suddenly she started putting on weight over the course of 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Even when I was a kid, for me it was not Cheetos. For me it was the green Lays. So I used to have a lot of those Lays. Like it became, I think, pretty much every day. And I mean, you said you knew it at the back of your head, but I did not at the early stages. Later on, once I was addicted at a later stage, and I was still having. At that point, yes, you start becoming aware. You start learning in school and stuff. But it was never.
It's not serious.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean, you
never
just know that
serious.
okay, like how smoking, drinking is bad, but people do it.
Yeah,
It
and yeah, and also, but it wasn't as badly looked at. Also, it was considered as normal because everyone else was doing it.
every party.
Yeah,
Imagine you go to a birthday party. What was the typical menu? You
all this
had
junk
chips, you
chips.
had fries, you had sweet, you had cake, you had puffs, patties, rolls. Like most of the snacks are deep fried.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Where would they give nuts? They would never give like nuts or something that is air fried at that time.
this is it. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that you say that your diet was carb based, carb heavy, because I, w- I coming from a Catholic background, we always had proteins, not because of the health benefit or anything, but just in a diet, like every meal,
It was
I
there.
had proteins and stuff. But like you said, it was more rare for you. Like it was more of a Sunday thing. And I think that has got to do a lot with the kind of Indian culture of I mean, now India is becoming aware of it. Now everything is high protein, because people are becoming aware about the benefits of protein, how it helps the child's growth, how it helps the mental development. All of that is becoming aware now, but it was not the case previously. Like,
So the idea was that at least 2 to 3 times a week we would have opportunities to eat out, which is why meats were not brought at home. I mean, fish would be there, but then again, you had fish curry and fish fried.
hmm,
There also, it's fried food. But in the evening, you got the opportunity to eat chicken or egg. But
uh
that is
yeah,
soaked in your
yeah,
Indian gravies, which are
I guess
again
it was considered a luxury. Like when you go out, you can eat chicken and stuff. Yeah, that's a kind of a staple thing I've noticed with yeah,
chicken
majority of.
lollipops and all this.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Again,
like,
not really healthy stuff, but yeah,
see, we never thought of it as a kind of food. It was just food.
food
What tastes good, you keep
tastes good.
eating. You have more of that. Desserts, you would have 2 to 3 servings is normal. Like I had the ability to finish stuff. Like I could finish, like there's no end to how much I could eat.
Same, same, same.
Barbecues, or if there's a birthday cake, like I think maybe quarter of the cake I could eat
Z-
easily. So
Understood. Fine. So, at a later point, you said that that's when you became more aware and your lifestyle changed.
no, so once I left home,
Mm.
like you've come out of a certain lifestyle that was programmed and without any effort from your
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
which means you are just in the system, you follow, you don't change anything. And to change anything requires rebellion. Like you
Yes.
literally have to say no, I'm not eating this today, and then you are called fussy. So I
Yes.
didn't have to even go through that phase. What happened is very simple. I got a job outside Mangalore. I took it. Now the nutrition was in my control. Now first you go for convenience. What is the easiest that you can cook? So your basic. So that's when cooking came into my life. I started experimenting, and very basic things like how to boil rice,
Mm.
how to make basic dal, then how to make things. So imagine I was in a place which was not along the coast in Nasik, where coconuts were a luxury. Now you
Okay.
coming from the
Yeah, of
coast,
course we have.
80% of your preparations involve coconut.
Yes.
Now, even when I asked my mom, what can I make? She barely had any options to recommend. Even our vegetables, we put grated coconut.
Yeah, true. Even we do that here.
So it became like a new discovery even for us. She had to do research and say, try this. And then, because fortunately, at that time, internet was in our phones. Like, it was that stage where your
Mm.
phone had basic 3G internet. So you could Google, you could find out, you could download a recipe and then follow it. Uh, there was no focus on macros, but what happened is the overall number of calories I would consume reduced. So when I started losing weight, because I was eating 3 meals, but not overeating.
Mm.
Like, again, buffet dinners became like a super luxury once in 2 months. Having cakes, having pastries, having any of these fried food, again luxury. If it's somebody's birthday and they've brought, you get one. You cannot overeat. So naturally, it limited, and I realized I was losing weight, and I thought, okay, great, like just with these basic changes. But at home, it was thought that, oh, he's not eating, he's starving, he's not spending money on food, which is why he's losing weight. But I was eating. I would, even if we went out, I would eat. I would grab a shawarma. I would eat chaat. I would eat everything. There was no limit. Overall quantity of food
Mm.
reduced. There, I realized one thing, that when I used to have meals earlier, I had better sleep. It just became a natural discovery. But on research, then on discovering more, exploring people, talking to people, they would say, yes, it does work. Doctors would say 2 hours. Then I would say, let's try three. Then I came across the concept of intermittent fasting. Uh, I heard about it in Mangalore, and I called people, like, it's such a ridiculous concept. How can you manage to eat only
Mm.
2 meals a day? Don't you feel hungry? Don't you, it will be very difficult. How will you manage? Whole night without having anything, and you're skipping one good meal, like
Yeah.
that whole experience of having food you're going to skip. That time, I called them the concept ridiculous. But when I tried it myself, one, out of convenience, because instead of cooking 3 meals, or cooking 2 meals and having leftovers again, I would focus on two. So breakfast was out, dinner would be somewhere 7 8 o'clock, and then I slowly brought it about 6 o'clock, around sunset time. So then what happened in the morning, I could sleep a little more, because no breakfast, no worrying about breakfast. You head straight to lunch. But when you're lunch, I would belt, like I would eat like there's no tomorrow. And that itself was like an experience for me, because you're
Yeah.
hungry now and you're eating. And dinner, of course. So intermittent fasting changed a lot, and then I consistently lost more weight. But then I reached a stage where I was approaching skinny, because I had clothes that were oversized. People would notice that I'm losing weight and looking very weak, and I thought probably I need to go to the gym.
Yeah. I
It,
think that's exactly what happened with me when I discovered intermittent fasting. So again, I discovered it during college time, and I mean, again, it was a kind of a shock for me to say skip breakfast, because again, we are brought up with the thing that breakfast you have to have like a king, and to be fair, that is actually just companies like Kellogg's and all using their marketing to kind of sell their product, and so research has disproven that. But yeah, so initially it was a shock to me, but then I started doing it, and I found it again, like you said, the convenience factor, right? I was studying in KMC, so we mornings we had classes, and evenings we had clinical where we were working in the hospital. Now both places are at different points, so that 1 hour lunch break you have to have your lunch, and you have to be able to go to the hospital. The same with the morning. Sometimes in the mornings also we had clinics, so we had to leave extra early. So the convenience of being able to do 2 meals, like you said, was so much more easier. So that's why I started intermittent fasting, and I was losing weight. The other thing I was doing was also I got a little obsessed, and I ended up doing like 2 workouts a day. And again, I also went from the point of being very chubby and fat to the point of being very skinny, like very skinny. You could see my veins, you could see everything. I became very skinny. Like sometimes my friend sends me old pictures, like when I was in college, like first year, second year, and I can't recognize myself. Like I was so skinny. So the same thing happened to me, and that's when I realized that, there has to be a balance. It is not just going extreme dieting, extreme exercise. There has to be a balance because muscle is equally important. And that's when I started focusing on building muscle and all. So yeah, so let's understand your story about how you got into the importance of building muscle and how you went about doing it.
So about that time, again, convenience still continued because I was living alone, and again, I was in Goa. I had to travel quite a lot, so there was not a lot of opportunities to eat regular meals. So I would have focus on these two meals and then forget about food. When I had a better routine, when I moved to a job where I was based out of old Goa, again I had to cook for just myself.
Hmm.
So I did not have a refrigerator. So I would look at meals again, one in the afternoon, one in the evening, and I would now focus on something that is heavier so I don't have to even think about the evening one. Evening, if I feel hungry, I feel hungry. Otherwise, I do not. If so it was at this stage where my clothes were getting loose and all of these things. I was thinking, okay, how to lose weight, how to follow different diets, because a lot of diets which you find online, it's all focused on losing weight. It's not a
Yeah.
lifestyle diet. It's mostly how do you lose 5 kgs in 2 weeks, how do you lose these many pounds by doing only these exercises. Then I would think, okay, why do people have to exercise when you can lose weight just with
Diet.
having a diet. Then I thought probably it would be nice to even look good and not just lose weight. So let's try going to the gym. So back in Mangalore, before the diet part came into picture, I joined the gym and I knew basic exercises. Then I thought at least from
Which gym
life.
do you join, just out of curiosity?
Yes, it was out of curiosity.
No, no, no.
In
Which gym did you join out of
it's
curiosity?
so there was this guy by name Raymond who was I think Mr. Olympia or something in 1990.
Mr. Olympia.
1990. He received a national uh,
Okay.
uh, like he was the winner somewhere, and he was from Mangalore, and he started a gym, so he had legacy behind him, and you would also get to meet him. He even at the age of what 50s also he would still do shows like bodybuilding
Oh,
shows.
nice.
So he was built pretty decent, and I think he got his basics right, which is why he retained his shape. So I thought if you follow somebody
Hmm.
like him, I would also at least arrive halfway there. Again, I just learned random exercises. There was no proper personal training per se, but it would just be do this, do this, do this, do that.
Hmm.
You follow blindly. I didn't see any progress, but I was doing because I felt okay. I'm doing something. I'm doing exercise.
Hmm.
That felt good. It was a personal thing. But then when I came to Goa, and then I thought, okay, I need to now start working out because I'm getting skinny. It was again not to build muscle. It was general fitness. So I would never push beyond my personal record. I would do the same exercises, same
Same
weights.
weight.
When it would get a little easy, I would move a little more. But I would never
Yeah.
uh,
Challenge
struggle.
yourself.
Yeah, I would never struggle in the last reps. It would be easy. If I'm sweating, means it's good. I've done a good
Yeah.
workout. Then I started reading more. That's when I thought, okay, what if I follow a certain lifestyle that I would lose all belly fat? Is there a way to do it? So that's when the research came into play. I started reading books. I started watching videos, trying to understand what's that formula for getting all the elements right. And there were some YouTube channels which helped with proper form,
Hmm.
proper exercises, how much, what is the limit, what is good, what is safe, what is unsafe. uh, I would again binge on gym accidents to see what is it that these people would do wrong. How do how do how do you make stupid mistakes? Because the gyms that I would go to, you're on your own,
Yeah.
and very rarely you get that personal training or that attention that in
Hmm.
case you make a mistake, that they would come and rescue you, which
Hmm.
is why I didn't challenge myself.
Understood.
And I did not have the financial background to afford like a personal trainer to help me with all of this.
Hmm.
It was all on your own.
Yeah.
Then I came across calisthenics. Then I thought, oh, this flexibility and all this thing, and plus safety is not a problem at all. If you're able to do all of these exercises on your own with your own body weight,
Yeah.
you one thing is you get stronger, you get leaner. It's not bulking up per se. You're not looking like you're bloated or like a bodybuilder, which I don't think a lot of people want. They want to just look fit, lean,
Yeah.
and decent. Then I started doing basic things like push-ups. I was training to do pull-ups. I was training to do squats, and that's how my overall body tone improved, because these were compound exercises. And then I realized, oh, this is actually working. It's improving. And then the meals also I would start controlling, which means no sugar. There was a period for I think about a year and a half where I cut out sugar. Like I would say 90% of my meals no sugar. Sometimes it's somebody's birthday, out of that whole obligation. Are you're my friend, man. At least one spoon, and for that, just for that, to please that person, I would have that one spoon, and I would feel so disgusted. I would feel like it's poison I'm putting in my mouth. When you've cut out sugar for quite some time, you
Yeah.
really feel that disgust when you have desserts, when you have sweets, biscuits, chips, all of that. When I cut sugar, I started also having black tea, green tea. So these were my hot beverages. I would not drink. Like I never had the habit of drinking uh, during this phase. It was not that I hadn't been introduced to alcohol. I tasted alcohol, but I never enjoyed it. I found that for some reason makes you feel like shit, whatever it is. Maybe that brief 1 hour, 2 hours, you will feel good, but next day is shit. The following day, like you're only thinking out, look, how do I clear this brain fog? I'm not feeling myself and all of that. So that is what I did not like. Like it would just mess your next day. The same day, I mean, I've had enough and more fun even without alcohol. I think probably it's my personality. I enjoy irrespective. So I think for a period of about a year and a half, I consistently had 2 meals. I strictly did not have anything post 7 o'clock. No sugar, a lot of green tea, lot of black tea. Wherever I would go, I would not have even milk, for that matter. So that's when I could actually see my muscles. I was losing fat, but the muscles retained, and I was doing. I could very easily do like 30 burpees and still be, have the energy to do more. I would
Mm.
easily do squats. Like it reached a while where body weight was not enough. Like I would do it just to stay fit. I could do planks easily. I hadn't mastered pull-ups very well, but I could do a few of them. Push-ups also 35 easy. Uh,
Mm.
so I was getting pretty fit, and it's only when other people noticed I realized, oh yes, I was getting definition, and that was a time where I thought, okay, now I know the formula, I know what works. Everything came together. And as I researched more on sleep, how important sleep is for recovery, it's not just that you work out and you do your thing. Even if you're having good food and you're working out, if you do not sleep, your body is still on that fight mode where you're trying to survive. So it will not consume the nutrients properly.
Yeah.
It will not push for recovery as much. So sleep is also very important in this whole lifestyle. And what I did is 10 p.m. was my sleep time. 10 p.m. I would strictly, like, I'm on the bed by 9:30, whatever it is. So 10 o'clock, by 10:15 I'm off. 6 o'clock wake up, again morning routine. Start working out, do all the basic things. uh, that is when I realized, oh, there's a formula that works, and I would say that is when I was at the peak of my health, which means peak of, let's say, visually. I mean, I still enjoy good health, touch wood, but at that time I was fit and strong. I could do like a handstand. I could I had good balance. I was experimenting with all these things, and it didn't feel like much. It felt easy. I was
Mm.
actively dancing. I was in the Latin social circle. So I think my cardio would be like for 2 hours every 2 3 times a week.
Oh, nice.
Like I would come back, my shirt would be drenched. Then I had to change, have a bath, and then sleep. So that's the amount of physical activity I had. And imagine my last meal is at 7. I return home at 2 o'clock on those Latin nights, which would happen once a week, once or twice a week. So the physical activity was a lot. Like it increased. Strength training was happening at home. Plus food never changed. Like I would. again, to cut costs, I would eat at home and not eat outside. And it's very difficult to find healthy food out.
Yeah.
Everything has oil, everything has sugar, everything has excess salt. You do not know what ingredients they're using. You do not know how old it is, how fresh their produce are. So these factors made me want to just eat at home because I would trust and I would prepare only what I want, nothing else. So I think that formula really came together, and I got the confidence saying, okay, there is hope.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Similar kind of thing, I would say. I was my realization. So, like I said, first it started with workout. Like I got obsessed with workouts. Then it went into diet, finding out about the diet, trying intermittent fasting. And then I was able to combine workout and diet in a way to, maintain, build muscle and lose fat and maintain good health. Then after that, all of the other things started coming to play, like sleep, whether even stuff like meditation, or just cutting out the blue light at night, having meals early. Like I remember there was a period of maybe 1 or 2 years where I was like really disciplined. My dinner used to end by 5 or 6 o'clock. I used to wake up. I used to be fasting. I used to do my workout properly. At the same time, I was working. I used to do all this meditation and all. I used to be working as a physiotherapist. I used to be traveling sometimes in excess of 100 kilometers in a day, going to different hospitals, seeing different patients. So I was working a lot, and I was still, like you said, I was not feeling drained or this thing. My lifestyle was so good that I was actually feeling more energetic, that I could even do more stuff. And
And you could even sleep better. The
definitely
moment
sleep
you
better.
hit the bed, you're off.
Off.
But before you get into this, I would say non-sedentary lifestyle, you're on the bed but you're struggling to sleep. That's when you pick up your phone, because it's very annoying that you're on your bed and you're just staring at the ceiling and nothing's happening.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's that. Like many people tell me also, I'm not getting sleep. What to do? I have to pick up my phone. But the thing is, initially, I tell you have to like force yourself not to pick up, because the more you pick up, the more and more it's going to happen, and the worse it's going to be. Like there's going to be longer times that you don't feel sleep. And so yeah, that lifestyle again, that lifestyle is a bit extreme, and it's not sustainable, like to the level that I was doing it and all. It's not sustainable over a long period of time. But I feel like at some point everybody needs to go through that phase to kind of understand the value of it, so that at a later point you don't have to follow it to that level, but at least you can pick out the stuff, the good parts of that work for you, and integrate it into your current lifestyle. So it doesn't have to be that extreme, but you just take out things that work for you. So I feel like majority people, or everyone, should have that phase where they go through that change, to be able to appreciate the value of a good lifestyle and the value it has on your quality of life. I think
Yes,
that's very important.
definitely. So because I had this information in different segments, I put a routine together for myself. I think this is a routine. If you follow 100%, it will work, and it will you will see results overall. It's not just health; it's overall. Um it's a mix of inputs that have come from the 5 a.m. club. From There's a book called The Morning Miracle, another called Why We Sleep, uh, another, I'm not getting, it's a fitness book, but that gave idea of how you should work out. So it would start by waking up at least 5:30, because 5:30 is when everyone's asleep and you can do deep work. Like it's a time in the day where there's no distractions. You can easily, like, if you are in a field of work where you have to be with your phone all the time, replying to clients, taking business calls, attending to meetings, you can't live without your phone. Like, you cannot disconnect during the day,
Mm,
otherwise you're losing business. So for these kind of people, early morning is the best.
yeah.
You wake up at that time, spend the first half an hour in silence, which means you sit either like you're meditating, like close your eyes, sit in a folded legs, or even you sit on a chair. You can even do it as simple as staring at the wall. Just let your thoughts flow. If you
Yeah.
close your eyes, you get distracted a little less, but just let it flow. Probably the dream from last night will still continue. you will realize that okay, there's a lot of things that are coming up. You might get different ideas. Just be in silence. This also helps with you uh, um, having good level of cognition and focus, because what happens is the moment you pick up your phone, your brain gets into a direct beta wave mode, and you lose this focus because you're constantly trying to do something. So that first half an hour, very important. The next 1 hour you can spend in working out. So what this does is it again kicks in the endorphins, it wakes your
Mm.
body up more, it gets you going. After this, you pick up a book or so, read, even if it's 2 pages, even if it's 1 page, read. When you start doing this, now your brain is fresh and you will absorb the knowledge and never forget. uh, Many people who read just randomly in the day, they will read and forget, and nothing, they will not remember, and they will not apply. I believe if you read, you should apply it. Only then you will have some significant change in your
Yeah.
life.
I
And
mean, probably that's why it's better to read just 1 or 2 pages than just practice those 2 pages. Like, it's not about how fast you can finish the book,
it
but
really depends on the book, because every book is
yeah, yeah.
written differently. But whatever you feel you can consume, be it 1 pages, be it one chapter, whatever it is. Then you should have a bunch of affirmations or visualizations for yourself, because that is the time you need to keep reminding yourself of your goals. If it's a fitness goal, if it's a finance goal, if it is uh, a personal goal for a certain kind of skill that you're learning, a certain kind of reputation you're building, a certain kind of milestone that you're building, maybe a social media presence, certain amount of tasks that you want to build, or maybe certain things you want to possess. So write all of these down, because every morning if you remind yourself that this is what you're working towards, you will put in that effort in
Mm.
achieving it. Otherwise you will feel you have no purpose in life.
Yeah.
That laziness kicks in and all this, and it works like magic, because at that time if you've programmed your brain, every time you're wasting time you'll be like, oh shit, I need to do this. Oh, I've not progressed here. So have these list of affirmations or visualizations that uh, ha- you that you need to put together for yourself.
Mm.
Nobody will tell you. You know where you want to go. Just put it on paper, and then journal for about like 1 page. Just write about things you're happy about, things you're grateful about, good things that have happened, things that you did not like. When you focus more on the good things, what happens is your mood automatically improves. And when you start your day with this, maybe I think it would take about 3 hours in total, your day goes on very well, because you know what you're going to do for the day, you know what you're going to focus on, you know what are the distractions, what to
Yeah.
say no to, yes to. So the time between probably 8 to let's say 5, you do all your work, do whatever it is, because a lot of times you cannot predict how work is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But ensure that you've had one good meal. It's okay to have coffee up to 4 o'clock, not after that, because any caffeine after that will affect your sleep.
Yeah.
Caffeine has a half life of 6 hours on average, 6 to 7 hours, which means the effects last for about that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you have to wake up at 5 a.m., you need to sleep by at least 10 a.m., which means 7 to 8 hours on average is the thumb rule for
Mm.
adults, probably 20s till about 50s. About 7 to 8 hours is recommended.
Yeah.
So after you've had your first meal, and then you've again come back from work, your evening should be more about just relaxing, chilling, and slowing down. If you do high energy activities, again you will delay your sleep and your 5 a.m. won't happen. So what are relaxing activities? Listening to music, spending time with family. If you want to watch something on TV, do it 1 hour before you sleep, not 1 minute before
Not.
you
Yeah.
sleep, or 30 seconds. Like it shouldn't be that you're switching off and then trying to sleep. It should be 1 hour before. uh, so I'd done this one online course with Robin Sharma. So he also
Mm.
mentioned
I know.
like you have to plan so that you fall asleep. It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Even these inputs that I'm saying from why we sleep, your body's core temperature lowers down. So if you do simple things, Wash your hands, wash your feet, wash your face. These are extremities, and they will release heat, which reduces your overall body temperature. Um, you need to have decent aromatics, which means the place that you're sleeping should smell nice.
Mm.
It relaxes. So lavender and similar, some kind of agarbattis also help. Reducing or cutting out blue light is the best. Grab a book and just try planning your next day. It will excite you as well as get you into that zoning out sleep. You will automatically feel drowsy
Mm.
instead of being on your phone. I'm saying the last 1 hour.
Understood. Yeah.
So you will know when to switch off the light and you will fall asleep. If it's still not helping, you can always have a cup of chamomile tea. That also has it has a crazy effect. It just feels good after 15 minutes after you've had a cup, and then out. Fluids, yes, it all depends person to person.
Person.
Some people can hold it the whole night, some people have to wake up. So that you see how your body responds and then do it. Some people wake up because they're thirsty, they've not had enough.
Mm.
So it's all
So
case
yeah,
to
that
case. But when you try and ensure that, I would say the first thing, if your life is a mess, fix sleep
sleep.
first,
That's what
then
I would say as
then
well.
everything
Before
else.
trying to do anything else, like before focusing on diet or fitness and all, I think sleep is the most important. Like once your sleep is fixed, the other things start to fall into place, and over your life and your diet and all will start coming into place, because you'll not have any glucose crashes which causes cravings. You'll feel well rested, so you will overall be able to do things without feeling hungry all the time. So your calorie intake will decrease, and then after you will find yourself having more time, because you are going to be more efficient, because during the day you were rested, you're going to be more efficient. You'll have more time, which will kind of lead you with time to exercise or to spend time with family or do other things that are important to you. So yeah, I feel like fixing your sleep has direct positive correlations in all other parts of your life. And if there's one thing that you can do right now, is to focus on fixing your sleep. That's what I would also say.
And to get into the routine, try and focus to get force yourself to get 5 nights of consistent 7 to 8 hours sleep. See how you feel. That itself should be motivation enough for the rest. I know people enjoy late nights and all of that, but everything goes for a toss. Like I can't do it, and like I don't encourage. Like I'm not bothered about others. I can't do it. You might be pretending, saying that you can do it, but I don't think it works.
No, no, yeah. Even I don't understand how. I mean, so like it's been years that I've been on this thing of I need my sleep. I sleep early. I wake up early, and while most people would be like my age would be like partying and all night and all, and they'd be like, "Why you're not partying and all?" I actually found pleasure and contentment in myself by doing these things. While
Correct.
people think you're boring and not enjoying life, this was actually very enjoyable to me, and I felt really good. Like they were enjoying for their parties, but then they had the after effects of feeling absolutely crappy. I didn't have that. I was enjoying what I was doing, and after effects also, I was like at peace. Like it's a really, like, I don't think people who've not been in that stage and not experienced it will actually know
You wouldn't
how.
know.
You wouldn't know how amazing it feels or how amazing you are at that point. Like you feel like you're in touch with yourself.
And I think when you've done this consistently, your body knows how to fight even sicknesses. Uh, I know of people who mild headache, take a Dolo or take a Crocin. You have body pain, take another pill. You have a little bit of fever or little bit of cold, take another thing, because they don't trust their body. Like their lifestyle is so bad that this is the only solution. I would first try 2 to 3 days of sleeping it off. Like just sleep on time. Next day it's gone. Not a
Yeah.
single tablet. And I think the body gets stronger and stronger when you have that
Yeah,
trust.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, even when I was like, even during that time when I was fully on my health kick, I used to not fall sick only. And as much as possible, I used to avoid tablets as much as possible. And our body actually has the best. We have the best pharmacy built in, but it's just that, like everything, everyone wants fast fix. Everyone wants it to be dealt with right now, not knowing the long term harmful effects or the long term detriment it can cause. So everyone wants the what can I do right now to give me immediate results? Even when it comes to fitness, what can I do so that I lose weight within the next 1 week? Like I want six packs, like you would have seen on YouTube, 6 packs in 6 weeks. I mean, that's the kind of thing that gets views also, because everybody is only looking at the short term benefit, and they can't control their pleasure and put in the work for the long term, while that is where it is more important. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think to wind this off, uh, you said that yes, the one thing that you can do is fix your sleep. But let's end it with three things that people can do. Let's take it step by step. So you give me three things in the level of importance. So like you said, sleep is the most important. Now say somebody fixes their sleep, what's the next thing they should do, and what's the last thing that they should do?
The next thing would be doing something for your mind, because while people work on physical fitness a lot, how do you work on your mental fitness? How is it that you can strengthen your mind? And a very basic thing is meditation, because meditation helps you become aware. Uh, so I'd done this course called Vipassana a
Okay.
few years back, and here you had to spend 10 days in silence, no talking, and no phones, no interaction with people, and all of that. So it taught me one very important lesson, which is we as humans, we have two major reactions that we give with whatever stimuli is given, which means um, when you like something, you like it a lot. When you don't like it, you don't like it a lot. A simple example: you bring a cockroach in front of a person. Person A will scream, yell, run out of the room. Physically, has the cockroach done anything? Can the cockroach, is it poisonous? Does it bite? Does it cause any long term damage? No. Person 2 just lifts, takes it out, tosses it out. Why is there a difference? Number two, people who spend long hours on their phone. When I say long hours, it's not work, it's mostly dopamine related
Mm.
things, which means games, watching content, wasting time throughout. You take the phone away from them for some time, how
Yeah.
do they respond? Like they
Yeah.
don't know how to feel bored. So, that half an hour silence in the morning, it helps with this, because you learn to process your thoughts.
No, I agree with this. So I used to actively cut out everything, like all screens and all, and just sit with my thoughts. Like it was a practice to feel bored. And I feel boredom actually breeds creativity. So I
Yes.
wanted to be more creative, whether it was I was working on videos and all that time. So I used to intentionally make myself bored, and it used to actually improve my focus and improve my creativity. It just unlocks a part of a
You get a
brain that you
lot of
don't.
ideas.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once, I would say, once you've digested your thoughts in a way, you've let your brain think of all the things that it's thinking, then new things come up,
Mm.
new interesting ideas come up. And if you're focused on certain things, like that's where the affirmations come, you will get new ideas and strategy. And people are like, how are you able to think of such things? Like even
Yeah.
ChatGPT won't give these ideas. You're giving proper practical ideas and solutions. So I would say mental health has to be focused on by doing simple things like meditation, having control of how your mind behaves. Like, um, why do people get angry? Why do people get frustrated? Why do people get sad? And I can give a number of instances. I think this is a podcast in itself, but uh, do something for your mental health, because this is what will keep you sane when things go wrong. It could be uh, any trauma that has happened. It could be any difficult time that you're facing in your life. Let's say you've lost a loved one, or you've lost your better half, and things like this. You'll be able to cope up better.
Mm.
You will not. Your reaction will not be so extreme that you start pulling your hair and going mad. And you would have heard many instances.
Yeah,
People go
yeah.
mad, then they pass away immediately after, because they're
They
very
can't.
weak in their head. And finally, have control about what you put in your mouth. As simple as that. Sugar is poison. Too much oil is poison. Seed oils. So anything related to these, avoid as much as possible. The rest, balance, play, whatever.
Hmm.
uh, as much as possible, have it uh, as clean. When I say clean, it means that you're
Not
using
processed.
fresh ingredients. Everything is fresh. You're not using old oils, you're not using old pans, you're not using old ingredients, you're not using frozen stuff, frozen over years,
Hmm.
like not years, I would say weeks.
Hmm.
Some people have meats, fish in their fridge, and then they have it later. Have it fresh and you will see a difference.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So your three principles would be: first, fix sleep; then fix your mental
Do
health;
something for your mental health. Have
do
a
something
routine.
for your mental
Add
health.
it to your routine. Do something, whatever it is.
So daily routine.
Be it meditation, be it painting, be it something creative. Do something so that your mind has that escape. It can even be walking through nature. People find that also very meditative. It can be listening to certain quiet music, whatever it is.
Basically, disconnecting from the world. Kind of find
Yes.
something that just you are able to
Learn more
disconnect.
about your body. Like that's the time where you observe, see where is it hurting in your body, know that you have certain kind of pains. People don't know until you press.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And the third thing, like you said, would be, according to you, to be conscious of what you eat. I think the thing is, most people know actually what is good, what is inherently
no,
good,
they
what
don't.
is.
I don't think they do. It's only now a little bit of awareness is coming through. uh, a simple example, you know that ORS was being sold
Oh yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
a thing. People weren't aware it was thought to help you for diarrhea, but
Hmm.
it would make it worse.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's more about awareness. Like, be question what you eat.
Yeah.
It might be
Okay. Yeah. True.
expensive. Like, see, you might find, wow, 100 rupees biryani, so cheap, it fills my stomach and everything. If you have a if you do not have enough money, I understand. But if you can afford, don't be cheap. Like, spend on good food, you will not regret it.
Yeah. Food. Spending on good food is an investment, because an investment in yourself to live longer, live better. So yeah, I think we can end the podcast on these 3 points. These were
With the focus only on me and not on you. Oh, that's the
no.
oh
Our
there's a
cameras are there. This is the main
ah
double
okay,
camera.
double cam is not there. Okay.
Yeah, so these cameras are there. But anyways, yeah, thank you for doing this. And I think this was really informative. And yeah, it will help people a lot, especially people who are struggling and, unable to figure out what to do or confused about what to do. I think this gives them a easy step by step process on what they can, tackle on a day to day basis. So yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.